Today we're diving into a practice so powerful its followers claim it can literally put human evolution on fast forward. We're talking about a sacred science, one that was kept under wraps for centuries, designed to do one thing: unite you with the infinite. So get this, what if you could achieve 1 full year of natural spiritual development in 30 seconds? No, that's not a typo. The central claim here is that half a minute of this practice equals a whole year of inner growth. So what are we looking at here? Is this the ultimate spiritual life hack, or is there a deep, ancient, and very real science at work? That's what we're going to unpack, the sacred science of Kriya Yoga.
Okay, first things first, what exactly is Kriya Yoga? You've probably heard the term, but its real meaning goes way beyond the yoga poses you might be picturing. Let's break down this yoga of action. The definition itself is the biggest clue: union with the infinite through a certain action or rite. The key word there is action. See, this isn't about sitting passively. It's a very dynamic, very deliberate practice.
And Paramahansa Yogananda, the man who brought this science to the West, explained it perfectly. He said the Sanskrit root, kriya, means to do or to act. It's actually the same root you find in the word karma, the whole principle of cause and effect. So Kriya is all about doing. But what is this action working on? Well, it's not about your muscles. Kriya is designed to work directly with your inner life force. Think of it like the subtle electricity running through your body, the energy that animates everything. Yogis have a name for it: prana. All right, so you're working with this inner energy. How in the world does that lead to claims of super-fast evolution and, well, miracles? Let's get into the mechanics of it.
The core technique itself is actually pretty simple on the surface. You sit with a straight spine, you turn your focus inward, and as you breathe, you mentally guide that life energy, that prana, up and down your spine. 1 full cycle, up and down, takes about half a minute. So, here's Yogananda's scientific-sounding explanation. He said the technique actually changes your blood chemistry. It gets rid of carbon dioxide and floods your system with extra oxygen. And then, he said those oxygen atoms get transmuted into a life current that directly recharges and rejuvenates your brain and spine. And that is the key. This whole internal purification process is what supposedly slams the accelerator on your spiritual evolution. It frees up your life force to make the kind of progress that might otherwise take, well, an entire lifetime.
And the benefits people report are, pretty extensive. They range from the really practical things like better memory and focus to deep stress reduction and just feeling more alive. But it doesn't stop there. The list goes all the way to achieving higher states of consciousness and, eventually, full spiritual awakening. And this is where things get really wild. Yogananda wrote that the true masters of Kriya can control their life force so perfectly that they can literally convert their cells into pure energy. This allows them to do things we'd call miracles, like making their physical bodies appear and disappear at will.
So, is that the end game, to learn how to perform miracles? Not quite. All of this, the breathing, the energy, it's all building towards a much, much bigger goal, what they call union with the infinite.
Because you have to understand the breathing technique, that's just the tool. The real Kriya Yoga is a complete spiritual path. It's a discipline aimed at nothing less than a complete and total transformation of who you are.
Yogananda used this incredible metaphor of a fire rite. He said the yogi isn't just breathing, they're consciously taking all their human desires, their ego, their attachments, and throwing them into this inner bonfire. And all of that stuff becomes the fuel that gets consumed by what he called love divine.
It's really a kind of spiritual alchemy. The whole point is to transform the heavy, dense lead of your ego into the brilliant, shining gold of your true soul. That's the goal.
Now, you might be thinking this all sounds a little new agey, but the lineage of Kriya Yoga is said to be incredibly ancient. It's presented as a timeless path, a science that's just as powerful today as it was thousands of years ago. According to the teachings, this science was known way back in ancient India by Krishna. It was mentioned by the great sage Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras. Yogananda even said that Jesus and his disciples knew it. It was apparently lost for a long time, then revived in 1861 by a legendary, immortal master named Mahavatar Babaji, who eventually chose Yogananda to bring it to the rest of the world.
So why does this matter now? Because Kriya isn't offered as something you just have to believe in. It's a practical technique. It's a path for anyone, from any background, who sincerely wants to find the answers to life's biggest questions, not in some book, but through their own direct experience.
Which brings us right back to where we started. The ultimate life hack. The secret to accelerating our own evolution. What if it's always been an inside job? A sacred science of the soul, just waiting for us to put it to work?